Shall we play a game?
Ooh, blue arches. Look at that. Blue arches. It's okay, I was just making sure I was in the right build. Anyway, let's go back to the main menu because people want to see the timetable. Now, I'm going to flick over to what was meant to be there, and then we'll look at what is there. So what was announced in the timetable improvements in the article was 800 new services added, bringing the total to 2,000 plus, with 990 being playable. I think some of them are probably from the upcoming game pack because they ain't here. So if we go into the timetable, immediately missing, because if I look at the announcement, there was unless it's a month thing, it's possible, I guess. Where was it? There was something about the Flying Scotsman. So at 87 Friday Charter Rail Tour, not there. Flying Scotsman, the Cheshire Man Rail Tour, not there. So those two aren't there. Let's see what is there. So in the tube stock, and let me find my little list that I wrote down because I compared the old version to the new version before I switched over. In the old tube, so the 1972s, there was 198. There's now 350. In the Class 350s, there used to be 244. Look at that. There's now 244. So that hasn't changed. But the Class 350 itself has. What's next? The 377 has 36. Did before. The 390 had 49. Still does. But they're a bit different, actually. They've changed. The 710 had 65. It now has 84. And the 66 had 38. It's now got 31. So that's why I say some of this stuff I think is depending on the gameplay pack, and I back that up with the layers thing, because you can see I've got everything turned on. But look at that. Freight HKA, not owned. That's from the new gameplay pack. So there's other stuff coming to this timetable soon, because the gameplay pack, what's the date today? The date today is the 10th? Yeah, the 10th. 10th for me, so it's the 9th for you guys. The gameplay pack comes out on the 12th, I think. So a couple of days, you'll see that. Now, this update should be coming out to everybody probably soon, tonight, next day, something like that. But anyway, let's have a look. So if we dive into the actual timetables, so the tube stuff, there's a bunch of them. They're still all around 20 to 25 minutes or so. And there's a lot, and they go between the usual suspects. What's that one? Okay, it's just between them. Fair enough. But there's the usual suspects. There's a couple of shorter ones as well. So there's a bit of variety here. There's some really short ones that don't go anywhere. So, yeah, they all look mostly about the same. Lots and lots and lots of repetition, which is kind of what you'd expect. So if you're the kind of person that loves working your way through a timetable, you'll love it. Oh, of course it's the 10th. It's the morning there, isn't it? I just had a meeting with a software development company from the UK for my actual work. Because having a 7:30 or 6:30 meeting with them for me, and it was 7:30 in the morning for them. So this update will be soon. So we have lots and 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 lots of stuff. So we don't need to go through all those. There's hundreds of them. The 350 has got the suspension update, and these services haven't really changed, I don't think. No, it's the same number of services, and it looks like they're all about the same one. So there's a few little shorty depot things, but mostly they're hour plus services for the most part, which is what you'd expect. Haven't done a lot of services in this build, funnily enough. Although I have achieved the mastery in this build, but I'm still not going to show it to you. The 377 that was about the same, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, same services. And they don't seem to have changed. They're all pretty shorties. So just, it's a little bit of the route that these run on, which represents reality. There are changes around the London Underground stations. We will look at those. So the Class 390, there's the 0 and the 1, so that's still the case. And there's still a bunch of services spread across the two of them. They are, as you would expect, pretty much end-to-end runs for the most part. There's the occasional one that's a bit shorter. So the empty cars, wherever it was, excuse me. But so there's a few shorties and a few longies. 710s, so there's the 710-2 and the 710-3. And similarly, they've changed numbers, I think. Yes, they've gone up in numbers. So there's about 20 more of these, but I believe a lot of the original services have actually gone and been completely replaced. So there's quite a bit of changes. Hentus, hello. You are sitting in the vertical stream, young fella. In fact, you're the only person there. There is a link to the horizontal one if you'd like to join that. In the horizontal one, we have Maverick, Florian, Bellaferon. I hope I get your name right. Pete, East Anglia Transport, Mark B, Maverick, I think I mentioned. So they're all the people that are chatting anyway. So there's a bunch of those. And then there's the 66s. So the 66s have changed a bit. And I think a lot of the numbers have changed as well, which is probably something useful from the Hentus perspective, because I know he provided a lot of feedback to TTG about the numbering, so I'm hoping these are more to your liking and representing things. So I know a lot of the numbering they'd used before was quite wrong, so hopefully that's fixed. I don't know enough about freight in the UK to tell you whether it is or not. So, interesting. All right, I think, why don't we just start with a really short freight. Now, I've got my rail driver plugged in because it was a bit horrible before. I want to see if they fixed it. Let's give it a try. Just reset everything so it's ready. And let's just jump into a little short freight. And then we'll get into some other stuff. So, this will be dark, won't it? Damn. Oh, let's do it anyway. Hang on, this one's at 7 o'clock. That might not be dark. If I change it to August, that might be dark. Bellaferon says, funnily enough, these are the latest forks made for our enhancement pack. Yes, they are. Uh-oh. Well, that didn't last long, did it? Okay. There's nothing to see here. Oh, dear. That's a good start to the day. Yeah, that didn't go well. Bugger. Oh, dear. Hello, Hentus, who's popped into the horizontal chat now. Okay. Well. Should we try the same one? I was playing it yesterday. It was fine. Oh, dear. Oh, well. As they say in the classics, it's fine. Bugger. I forgot to get the crash logs too. I'll have to get those later and put them in on a bug. Oh well. Should we try the same one? Surely. Surely it'll work the second time. Surely. Better. I want to run a freight, and I want to look at the others. Because I want to know if this works with Raildriver. So I'm going to run the same one. I shouldn't run the same one alone. We know that's going to crash. Let's just leave that one alone. Alright, we'll just run another one that we won't finish. That'll be fine, won't it? Let's do this one. Basford Hall. Go. That train guy, hello, is still half asleep. Gav says, lol, rip Nebworth crash. Okay, this is better. Look at that Pendolino just sitting down there. It's like it's waiting for me. No, we have got a green signal. So, setting up a 66. That thing. Then this thing. And somewhere up here there's an AWS. There it is. And... ooh, the headlight switch works. Okay, they fixed that. That's a good sign. Instrument lights. Don't want anything else. Don't want cab lights. Don't want tail lights. She's not making a lot of noise, is she? Or have I just got the game turned right down? I've got the game turned down ridiculously low. She is making noise. Good. Bit of a weird occlusion happening there, actually. Let's open the window. Okay. She went into forwards. It's good. To turn this a little so the vertical people can see it. And it's still jiggling the handle a bit. But so far we haven't had random windscreen wipers come on or anything. You know what I haven't done? Little Wally. And listen to my wife happily talking to her cats in the background. Don't know if that's coming through the mic, but she always sounds like she's talking to a baby when she's talking to one of her cats. Are you guys getting sound? Because I'm not really. Let me just check something. Ever since it crashed, I've not had any... Oh no, I have got sound. It's just very quiet. You guys getting decent sound? Yeah, I'm definitely getting sound. Just really quiet. Just make sure everything's plugged in properly. Try not to bump the microphone again. Well, I have got the brakes off. Hey, that's weird. If I put it there, it's loud. Put it there, it's not loud. It is moving. What size train have we got here? It must be massive. Yeah, 1,000 tons. Yeah, it's pretty big. I'll forgive it. You guys are getting sound. That's fantastic. That means it's a local thing. I don't care as much for me. We won't play the whole freight service. But going through the other things that are meant to have changed, so we should have some sleeper static stock around the place. We should have fixed the incorrect and missing service numbers. There should be some stock in Brent sidings now and other yard statics. The Class 390's timetable now works at 125 mile an hour. We should have Marston Vale full services, including playable ECS moves. I think we saw some of those. Fully reworked London Overground and London Underground. Credit to Forks and Vion, or Vion, however you say that. New freight layers from the new game pack HOA, JNA, MFA and TEA wagons. Freight fully reworked with multiple layers. It does appear that it's actually in there, which is good. And there should be lots of scenery improvements along the route, including distant and trackside. So what do we got around here? There's definitely something wrong with my local sound. It's very strange. I'm getting loud, then soft, then loud, then soft, depending on which way my ears are pointed. Which does make me wonder... hang on. You know what it might be? No, it's not that. Let's just unplug and replug. No, that didn't do anything. Nah. Worry about it later. It's all good. There's a lot of light baking fixes. New ramps at Euston with the new Euston concourse screen. It's kind of funny what that says, by the way, so I'll show you that. Rusty rail ends around the place. So yeah, lots of stuff. I don't know that I'd call it a remaster. I do know it had to recompile all the shaders when I put it on. Now I'm getting the louds. Pete says, Hentus, you're up early. Maybe he never went to sleep. And Hentus said, make sure your brakes are cut in. Yeah, it was just heavy. And we're coming up to the first station where we're going to see some other stuff. So, why did I press 9? I wanted to press 8. Right. We have a Pendolino. And in the station up here, we have got a 350. I do want to do a run in a 350 because I want to see the new suspension. I imagine you guys do as well. Still unbranded, sadly. Oh, can't get in on this camera. Ooh, I hear coffee sounds. I hear coffee sounds and coffee beans and stuff. Anyway, we should probably go with our train, shouldn't we? Almost had a heart attack then. I thought that was red. There's a 350 over there. Fully cruising. Sam's Trains wants to know if I can say Pendolino in an Italian accent. It was a Pendolino! Hang on, no, this is an Italian accent. Use your hands. Can I bring up the FPS? Sure. Pegged on 60. That's my max. I have it pegged. The reason I have it pegged is while I have a very large monitor that does G-Sync and does it well, I run the game in the middle portion of my screen. I know some of you have seen it. And I have OBS running on one side and YouTube running on the other side. And because of that, I have to peg my FPS. Otherwise, bad things happen when they all get out of sync. So we're heading for the Willesden up and down relief. Just having a look at the sound mixer for the game. It would appear to be doing everything correctly. I wonder. I think I know what's wrong with my local sound, but I don't think I want to touch it during play. I really don't. Let's just have a quick look. Yes, my headphones are using the wrong sound device. But I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to let it be the way it is, because that's fine. Maverick says we need a setup tour video. Enter said, did sleep after the engineers train passed last night and then heard it at 6:30 through pool. Been up since then. Fair enough. And I think we'll jump out of this thing and we'll go and jump into a 350 service because I want to see suspension. And believe it or not, I actually haven't run a 350 in this build yet. Isn't that sad? Kept thinking I need to run a 350 and I haven't. So off we go. $350. Should pick something in daylight, shouldn't we? Something early in the day would be nice. 6:29, Coventry to London Euston. No, let's pick something that starts at Euston and goes out, I think. Guys, we'll have a look at Euston then. Seems fair. December, do you want to see it in snow? Probably not. Let's go for September. That should be alright. And let's go with light clouds. Actually, no, I won't do any fog, and let's get rid of dynamic feather. Just thinking I won't do any fog because we'll look at the route, don't we? Does have conductor mode for the 350. I think that had that before, though. Enter says 1,200 tons in, 600 tons out, ballast drop. Yeah, that'd be noisy. That'd be very noisy. Hello to all the lurkers who are out there. It's been quite a few of you today, by the looks of it, in both streams. Those in the horizontal, if you prefer a vertical, you can do that. And in the other way around as well. So our class 710 nicks off. We are at Euston. We're going to annoy everything because we're going to refuse to drive our train. Because we're going to go down here and have a look at the new screens. The 710 didn't get far, did it? Ah, people. This was one thing I did notice at Euston when I was there, is it's empty until that moment that it's not, and then it's chockers, and then 2 minutes later it's empty again. Let's thread between these ones. Get up here into Euston. You can't get far up here. Oh dear. Weekend services are out. And I love the way they scratched out the branding, but I did think they'd put that on the screens there, but they do have these, which I wasn't sure if these were here before or not, but they are now. So, But that's Euston. If you're ever in the area, the restaurant up there, nice tasty coffee and breakfast, and it was served by a really cute girl, so that's okay. Back down we go. So you've seen Euston. They fixed the light baking in here, so it's now relatively well lit. I haven't tried going down here, so I don't know if you can. Can you? No. Can't go down there. Okay. Back we go. Let's jump on our train and take it for a drive. It's clearly Matt Peddleston. No. Don't want to give it up. I'm on my way back there. I'm heading there. Honest. Because we want to see this thing work. It's be cool. I'll see it work with Raildriver as well. Okay, let's get in then. Probably close the door. Master key on. Get the doors open. Safety systems over here, or are they switches up there? Safety systems. Safety systems. Ah, around here. That's it. It's been a little while. Vigilance. TSD, even though I know I'll regret it. TPWS. That's it, I think. Alright, let's try and get into forwards. We can. Good. How about a horn? I thought I already unlocked the doors, but clearly not. So it looks exactly the same with suspension. Are you surprised at that at all? So we'll probably have to watch the bogies as we go out of here, I suppose. So we will do that. It does still seem a little bright in here, really. The eye adaptation looking down makes it seem a little bright. So I don't think that's been addressed. Make sure the lights aren't on. No, they're not. And, oh yeah, headlights. Headlights. Where are the headlights in this thing? There. Okay. Oh, I was going to do it with Raildriver, wasn't I? Okay, yes, you can now do it with Raildriver, although it's stuck somewhere between nightlight and daylight. It's being a bit weird. There we go. Got it. And now it's just leaving. Alright, let's get down here and watch the bogey and see what it does. Come on, down. Ooh, it moves. Well, it's got some movement to it. So that's new. That's good. Is there another set of points coming up? I think there is. I think there's one more set. Get a bit further out so we can see the whole thing. Hopefully we don't hit the concrete wall. Yeah, it's got some movement. What about in the cab? How does it look as we go through these points? Yeah, a little bit of movement through the points. Alright, let's get moving then. We're allowed to do 25. In the vertical chat, Joel001 says, do you know what a runaway diesel is? It's horrific when it comes to trains. Well, any runaway diesel's a bit horrific. It is still mucking around with the Raildriver, naturally. And I'm going too fast, naturally. As you do. Okay, it's got even more movement at high speed. Okay. Pretty happy with that. That train guy said I slept 10 hours and I'm still tired. That sounds normal. I usually go to sleep at about 10:30 and I'm up again at 6 to go to work by 8. It's very exciting. Except on railway days. On railway days I'm up at 4:45 to be there by 6:15 to start my firing shift. 12 hours later I go home. Always exciting. I'm there this weekend, in fact, doing one run to Menzies Creek and one to Lakeside. Ooh, it's quite bouncy at higher speeds, isn't it? I like the bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy. I suppose I should behave, though. What do you guys want to see? Pete says, from where I'm sat here at home, I can hear the trains going into Watford tunnels just outside Watford Junction. The tunnel entrances are just across the field. That's cool. Sam's train says, better view than picking my nose and looking at bogies. Boogers, I think. Okay. Mega Simulator Gamer says, hello, or g'day. G'day to you too. Maverick says, West Coast Mainline South now seems like a decently tolerable route, but I still want to run the 87 on this in timetable mode. It doesn't look like there's going to be an 87 timetable, says he going too fast. But you could always put it on here in free roam and just go for your life. I would. Why not? Pete says, I normally get up at 2 AM for work. Wow. That's a little early. I thought 4:45 was bad. But 2? That train guy says, do me starts and then put it at full throttle. Joseph Bland, hello to you too. Benjamin's brain in a jar. Greetings to you. You are in the tall, thin, vertical side of YouTube indeed, along with 15 other people. In fact, we've got 15 on the vertical and 33 on the horizontal tonight, which is pretty cool. Welcome along to all of you. Hentress Row would like to see Wembley Williston Yard, please. Remind me to have a look. I can go faster here, can't I? I should. So when we get there, remind me to get into the flight camera, Hentus, and go for it. Can certainly do that. We're having a race with a Pendolino here. I'm betting we won't win. Does this seem any different? I don't think so. Oh, actually, the lodding on the windows is fixed. Look at that. They're square up near the end. They stay square. Well, that's good. Back in the train. We're still racing the Pendolino, but we'll lose this race very soon because we can't go as fast as it can. We're just not allowed. So the only way to beat him is be really naughty. Just want to get up a bit higher. So this is the Bakerloo trains. 72 stock, Bakerloo sheds. That looks pretty active to me. There's one moving in the shed, one moving past the shed. There's another one moving over there, and I hear AWS, so I better get back into my train, I think. And probably put some brakes on. But that looked like a lot of London Underground trains moving there. That's pretty good. I wonder if we're crossing path with that train. I think I overreacted to the AWS just a little then. Or is it braking me? Oh, I think it braked me. No, brake demand light's not on. Okay, where? Oh, there it is. That's a 1972 stock over here. We'll watch it while I fix my screw up. They're noisy little gliders, aren't they? Even with me not getting proper sound, they're still noisy. Well, that sounds like my train taking off. Yes, it has released the brakes now and driving off by itself. Good to see. David Mangum, hello to you. Now I can finally play the London Euston route better on my Xbox Series S with most of the layers that I have with new update that is coming in the morning. Excellent. I haven't tried it on the S. I should. Give it a crack. Runs fine on the X. It is good to see the amount of 1972 stock, because the one thing I remember about the Underground on my trip was it was bloody busy. I was just thinking I'll just keep accelerating, and then I'm thinking, no, that's a bad idea, because I'm about to spad. Come on, you. Slow down. Good train. Keep slowing down. I promise I like you. Oh, there we go. We've gone yellow. I've got an AI 350 here that just whacked me in the face, of course, when I want to be between them. It's just not going to let me stay down there. They're too close together. Almost had a heart attack then. I looked up at that signal and went, oh, is that red? So increased traffic comes increased red lights. Excellent. Mega Simulator Gamer also says good to see the Bakerloo more realistic. Hopefully the same for the DC line. There are more trains on it. There is in fact one over there sitting in a yard. So let's just pop on some brakes. We'll leave that to its own devices, and let's have a little scoot around here just to see what's what. Is there much in the yard? It doesn't look like it. We've got our Bakerloo stuff down the side. I can see another Bakerloo train up here. Two, in fact. Wow. Okay, cool. Anything up here? Nothing in sight. That doesn't mean we won't get anything. Hopefully we will anyway. I have to go back the way I came. I ran into an invisible wall then. And back over the top to our train, which is over here somewhere. There's an awful lot of tracks over here. Anyway, back in. Is our signal still red? Yep. We'll head towards it. Florian's also happy to see the amount of 72 stock. Henter says you've been AWS'd. Yes, I have. I think I reacted to it a little slowly. I did react to it, I was just too slow. Now I've got to be careful because this is still red that I'm heading for. Kind of hoping it'll change. Nice bouncy over the points. And just wants an outside cam. Very good. Got a bit of a drop in the FPS around here, sitting down around 37, 38 now. Sam's Train said, got to stretch your legs. I did Melbourne CB to the airport once by foot. You walked to the airport. Ah, we have Stop, Harrow and Wheelstone and Wembley. Oh, we've got a green light. That's someone in the vertical chat. The only bit of your name I can read is Hat. So do you want to stay on outside cam the whole time? We can. So we were clearly waiting for something to get out of the way. Bunch of buses and trucks over there. Let's get up a bit higher. We do have the container freight machine over there. I only wish those things moved. That would be cool. There's the Wembley Arches. And if we go on to the 8 camera, there's a Pendolino over here, but not much else going on. Looks like he's coming out of the yard there. Doing a terrific rate of speed. Not much going on in the engine maintenance facility. Let's see what's up behind it. We have some more underground stock. Not much sitting in the yard here. We do have something off to our left there we better go have a look at. There's a bunch of freight sitting around static in the yard. I'd love to see more, but I'm happy to see some, to be honest. Is that my train all the way over there? I think it is. This one. It's going pretty quick, isn't it? Might be a little faster than is allowed. Oh no, it's only doing 60 miles an hour, so that couldn't have been my train. That must be a different one. Because we're on a different track. Oh no, it was this one. So there's not a lot sitting around in the yard, is there? Maybe it's all out in the line. Suspension does seem pretty good, Maverick. I'm happy with it. Let's pop back onto the outside cam as we come through here. There's another Bakerloo train over there. Man, that's a lot of Bakerloo trains. How does this station look? Alright. The light baking under here seems better. I didn't get any of the eye adaptation strangeness. So that seems pretty good to me going in and out of there. Let's go in again. Yeah, I quite like that. I think they fixed that. Let's get some beans on our way to Harrow and Wealdstone, where we'll see, guess what, more 1972 stock. Enter says, just till we clear Wembley Yards. That's the price. Cess Royal Distribution Centre for the Royal Mail. The class 325 runs from there. Excellent to know. There's the 710. Another 710 there, so plenty of them around. Good to see. Enter says they've removed the 5 rakes of intermodal wagons. That would be for performance, I imagine. Trying to make this thing work on Gen 8. Ding. No, we're allowed to do 100. I probably should. There you go. That might be the first time we've seen a station with no train in it. So it's not as busy as Brighton Main Line, but it's fairly busy up this end, which I like to see. I think you're right, Florian. They have removed a bit of static stock, but they put a bit more in around the place. Maverick, don't worry, my man. Ooh, the LODs on the windows are done. Yay, they're not all popping in. Yay. That makes me ridiculously happy. I should probably think about stopping, shouldn't I? Let's give it all the brakes. Well, I think we might just be Nebworthing this. Maybe. We might get a car in the platform. Good thing to signal screen. Yeah, we're gonna half the train in the platform. It'll be fine. Nothing to see here. So you can't see it. Perfect. Doesn't get better than that. There's another Bakerloo over there. This will be the last time we see Bakerloo, won't it? Because this is their finishing point here. So we've got an elephant and castle heading in there. We have AI drivers in the Bakerloo. And they're in the right uniform. Excellent. Have they all got drivers? Let's go and see. Because I think sometimes they did and sometimes they did not. Ah, another one. In fact, twinsies. That's her again. Fair enough. Probably wants me to lock the doors and drive, but, you know, we've got Bakerloos to watch. We'll have to do a Bakerloo run, won't we? Shut up, train. Why are your vigilance going off when you've gotten on the brakes? I know some trains really do that, but I find it tedious. Oh, does GSMR work? Ooh. That's as much as any of them do. Apart from the suspension, I don't know of any changes to this one. So we carefully outrun the Bakerloo train. Just going into its little siding. Go on, crash into the buffers. Oh, I'm sad now. Who else wanted it to crash? I really am a child. Florian says same where they said the rail tours got cut. I do remember that actually. Ooh. Ooh. Now that's getting busier. Makes me happy. I still think every time I see the Pendolino, I remember that little raccoon in the circle meme, and it's like Pendu, 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 Pendu. Alright, see, told you I was a child. And a 377. Whoosh. Whoosh being the operative word. On our way to Bushy, do the passengers get on or off the 72 stock? We will have to answer that when we see it again, because we won't see it anymore for a while. I am happy, Gav. When this came out, I know Hentus felt pretty much the same way. You're playing it and go, it's okay. And to be honest, when you've got that funny little thing down in the corner of the screen, and it's only okay, you're sort of thinking to yourself, how do I make it look good? I'm glad it was okay, though. I can put up with okay. It's when it's not okay, I don't like it. Well, some of you may remember I showed a photo once of these little plaques down near the track level on the stations, and they look like switches. And I asked what they were. I found out the other day. They actually mark the height of the platform from the track level and the distance of the platform from the track level. So this way and this way. And they're used to keep surveying to see if things are changing. We're clearly following another train. Coming down to 80 shortly. Got the usual tree pop in. Stick your hand up if you want that fixed. And yes, I know I can fix it for myself on PC, but I choose not to because I want the console folks to see what they're going to see when they run it. Let's try max break again. It worked fine last time. It'll be fine. What happens when you don't pay attention? Oi, come back. Uh-oh. 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 I think we're going to have 0 cars in the platform. Ah, full Nebworth. Just power back on. Pretend it never happened. It's all right. Yeah, I know. It kind of sucks, doesn't it? He just kept on going. I mean, what are you going to do? Back on the juices. East Anglia says, one thing I say about Gen 8 is Preston to Carlisle has only 87 passenger services, but Cathcart has the whole timetable. Yeah, but Cathcart is smaller as well. And it doesn't have anywhere near the scenery that Preston Carlisle's got. Scenery eats memory. I promise I'll stop this time. Ooh, bouncy. You have a shunt signal going into the platform. Interesting. There's another 710 over there. Pendo. Another 350. It is quite busy. I mean, granted, I'm running at 7 o'clock in the morning, which is when it should be busy. So it's probably not this busy during the day. I hope that message you retracted wasn't funny, Gav. I missed out on it. Oh, that's someone else's doors. I was thinking it was my vigilance. Florian loves the traffic. Maverick says, I really hope that the Thames Valley branch lines get added as part of the GWE remaster. I think it is unrealistic there, Maverick. I mean, we'll wait and see. You never know. But I'd be a little bit surprised. We're going to get to race a Pendo again. He's still sitting there. We get to go. Beating the Pendolino. We're still beating the Pendolino. It's like it's standing still. The acceleration of the 350 is just stunning compared to the 390. Left him in the dust. Gav got a lol. Maverick says, did you hear that TSW has a Eurostar in Train Sim World Tycoon in Roblox? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we have a little 66 action. A little short train. It's mighty British, that train. So we head towards King's Langley. I'm not sure if this tunnel was one of the ones with light baking fixes. Let me just have a quick look at the list. There's a new station, Primrose Hill. Just a starting point for freight. We should have a look at that at some point. I passed you, Pete. I hope you enjoy sitting there in your Pendo. Hello, Red Arrow. Yes, there is an 87. No. Sorry. No, I take that back. There is not an 87 in this update. I take that back. I do kind of think there was going to be, but there's not. Coming up into Kings. Well, I'll have to drop by for a coffee then, Pete. Sounds like a great idea. Here's one I prepared earlier. Except I'm giving the game away, aren't I? Look, it's a tea bag. Hard to claim it's a coffee when there's a tea bag clearly hanging out of the cup. Besides, if I was still drinking coffee at this time of the day, my doctor would be even madder at me than he usually is. Got to see him on Friday. That'll be fun. Yeah, I know you can get coffee bags, Sam, but to be honest with you, wouldn't be caught dead with a coffee bag. The only time you use a coffee bag is when you can't get real coffee. You might use it as an emergency backup. That'll do. How's our station here? We'll need to have a look at the 72's Bakerloo stations in the dark. So we need to answer a question about darkness, and we need to answer a question about passengers. Passengers at least seem to be getting on and off these to some extent. I did see a few get in and out. There goes another one. No, he's turned away. Oop, they look at the train and they go, nah, I know who's driving that. I'm not getting in there. Go on, get in. Yes. Oh no, he's beaten me. Here's another 350. Yeah, I think it was mentioned, Red Arrow. I do agree with that. Lima M Flight Simulator says, I often watch this live stream. This is good. You're absolutely welcome. Enjoy having people around. Is that another new backpack? Could be. I haven't seen that one before, I don't think. Doesn't mean it's new though, it just means I'm an unobservant twit. Off we go to Apsley, platform 3 of all places. Joseph says, I remember seeing the 87 advertised with a full rake of intercity first class Mark IIIs as a rail tour. Might still be on the cards in a future update. Look, I don't know. I think they've probably curbed their plans, to be honest. I suspect. But you never know. Could be. And it took them a long time to figure out whether I could actually... this was the right build and whether I could stream it or not, because I know a lot of you were around on Sunday morning and were a tad disappointed, as was I, that I couldn't run it. Turns out I actually could have. I was just reading too much into a statement that had been made, and they would have been quite happy for me to run it, but I just didn't want to take the chance. Because, to be honest with you, I like being an ambassador, and I don't want to ruin the privilege. Lots of breaks. Lots and lots of breaks. We come flying into Apsley. Way hot. Very, very hot. Like kittens in a frying pan. too hot. Gav says Hentus is driving the Pendo at high speed. You know, that wouldn't surprise me. Just imagine him leaning out as he's going past, going. I could just imagine Hentus doing that. The in-train PIS. So as the 350 had PIS issues, let's go and have a look. It's a good question there, Morgan. We'll have a look at this station. I'll pop up once we get stopped. Let's just go and turn off DSD and vigilance so we don't get yelled at while we're out in the back here. So there's that one. This train is the train to Milton Keynes, which I think we are. Yep. And let's see what this one says. Calling at Hemel Hempstead, Berkhamsted, Tring, Chedderington, home of cheese, Leighton Buzzard, home of ugly birds, Bletchley, home of cryptologists. About outside Milton Keynes C. C what? There's lots of short words starting with C, but you get in trouble for saying them. Does this ever say anything else or just that? So, welcome aboard. This service to Milton Keynes Central. Calling at. We've been through all of those. Ooh. Is it time for a paddling? Close doors. Forget the paddling joke. The paddling joke didn't happen. These aren't the jokes you're looking for. Honest. Alright, off we go. Pete says, I still haven't seen any passengers with walking sticks. I haven't today, but I've certainly seen them. Florian said they were looking to add the rail tours again in the future if performance allows, but would not count on it. Yeah, I think if they're not here now, I would kind of put the, we might do it in the future as the blowing smoke category. But you never know. I just wouldn't get my hopes up. I think that's an easier way to do things, is not get your hopes up. Open. It's better. Maverick says cab door. Oh, you want me to close that one? What, you don't want the miscreants to come inside here? Yeah, C for all the words like cat and catastrophic and catastrophe and all the other kinds of cats. I won't get demonetized, Maverick. You can say that word all you want, especially paddling. Everyone likes a good paddling. Surely you remember that Simpsons episode. Is it time for paddling? Ooh, fence gap. See, after Nebworthing one station, you sort of overreact on the brakes for all the others. So I'll probably overreact all the way to Milton Keynes. I haven't seen anything I don't like yet. We seem to line up with the stop markers, which is good. Because these seem to be where we're stopping now. The 9 to 12 cars, which is what we are. Get down here, this would be our good departure spot. Once we're allowed to go. Meow indeed. Bellerophon has food. Lovely. My son cooked some... It's kind of an Australian dish. You'd think of it because you hear chicken parma and you'll think of something different. It's chicken with a layer of tomato sauce with a layer of ham and cheese. They're very nice. I'm sure they exist in other countries. They're just not called parmas. Maverick asks Bellerophon if we'll add 87 and Scotsman Rail Tours as part of the next enhancement pack update. For those who don't know, Bellerophon is one of the magic people that does mods for this game. So, great to have them here. Because I am partial to a good mod. I know I don't often run them on stream. I occasionally do. In fact, I actually do have one at the moment. I've got London Midlands Signal Mod loaded still, I think. I'm pretty sure I do anyway. Looking at those signals, yes I do. They're very bright. Makes the flare a bit bigger, it makes them easier to see as you're approaching them. Makes them visually a little less attractive, but much easier to drive to. Yeah, points aren't too bad at high speed. Let's get down on the outside and have a look at the bogies and just see what it does. As we go through some points here. Oh, yeah, they do bounce around a little bit at high speed. Stop throwing me around, tracks. So there's a little bit of monkey movement. Berkhamsted. I have to say it's working pretty well with rail drivers so far too, so that's going okay for those of you who have one. Whereas before this update it... well, let's just say it didn't. I asked the people running the Just Train stream this morning too if they were going to properly do Rail Driver for the 87 and the new 08 and the 101 from West Coast Main Line North, Preston Carlisle. And they said, we're talking about it. That wasn't overly reassuring, to be honest, but, you know, it kind of works with those trains, just not properly. Pete says British H likes a paddle. He does. He likes a little white paddle with a bright white light in it. And I think I've overcooked this station. Why don't we just watch the other way? So we're going to just sit here in suspense. Is it going to stop in the station or not? Total suspense. I'm not going to look until it stops. I don't want to know. Oh, I was about to say there's a road that goes into a brick wall, but it doesn't. It's just being a smartass unnecessarily. So what do you think? Did it stop? Ooh. It's in the station and I'm stuck on something. It actually stopped in the station. Look at that. Train's there. There goes another one. It certainly does feel busier, doesn't it? It's not the Brighton line, but it's pretty busy. Bellerophon's sure they've heard of that dish. Oh, it is quite possible. Sam's Train's food is good. Allergy, asked your doctor for confirmation. Ponytail just whacked me on the way past. Did you see that? Pushed me right out of the way. Bellerophon says if you want to test the 350 suspension, chuck it on Blackpool branches in some scenario editor mode in Off the Rails. The other place is one of the German lines. One of the German lines has got the worst track ever. Come on, Speedy. Oh, we're off to Tring. Today's stream is brought to you by the station that goes Tring. You imagine living at Tring? Where do you live? Tring! Pete says, I heard DTG are looking at ways to bring mods to console. Must be possible as FarmSim does it. Yeah, look, I think it is possible. And there's quite a few games that do it these days. They just need to find a way of packaging them up. Now that the editor's out and the editor can make packs, I think it probably is possible. More so than before. So we shall see. Hello, Leon Parson. How are you? Lima M Flight Simulator says almost overrun but managed to stop. Well, I don't know about correctly, but yes, stop. You Burke, hello. How are you? It's not morning here anymore. It's starting to get dark. What's the eye adaptation? We're getting a blue flash? No, no blue flash. Good to see. A couple of miles to ring. Do people think there's more foliage than there used to be? Kind of thinking so, but I'm not sure. Matt Bug, hello. Says now looking out the window to see if I can see you go past. Ah, excellent. So you live around here. So you live at Tring. Leon says my home is Gawler. Turn the instrument lights on. Very good. There you go. Whoops. Going too fast. Better slow down for Tring. Being naughty. It's getting a little empty out here near Tring. I haven't shown it for a long time. I should show this side of this cup. It's one of my favourite places on the planet, Yosemite. I think the only bad thing about Yosemite is all the people. So if you ever go there, stay in the campground, get up really, really early, like about 5:30 in the morning, to go for your day hikes, because you will be 3 hours in front of all of the noisy bastards that turn up for their day trips, because they don't get there till about 9 o'clock. And you will have a really enjoyable time of it. And not only that, but you can hike for 6 hours to get to the top of some of the really nice trails. And on the way back down, you can feast on all of the people who probably shouldn't be hiking because they're too unfit. And you can just enjoy the moment of satisfaction that you got to the top and you know they're not going to. I am kind of mean. Let's have a look around Tring. Bit of a double-decker car park. Plenty of cars in the car park. They do all seem to be well grounded, which is good. Hello, what do you think of the updates? You're very wiggly, aren't you? It's not quite straight. It's just like... oh, as long as she has fun. We do detect a train coming. That was predictable. Here comes another 350 down the right-hand side as well. It's interesting that when the achievement sound goes off, there's a very brief, very low FPS happens. That's interesting. I've never noticed that before. Leon says, be fun the new Train Sim World 5 of all Electrostar. Well, there's plenty of Electrostars in this game. Plenty indeed. Bellephron says what I need to do is record it with no mods before this update releases and do it afterwards. You better do that today. Because I have a faint suspicion that this is out within the next 24 hours. Off we go to the home of cheese, Cheddington. Or maybe it's the home of cheesy people. Janosch Schneider asks, good morning, how are you liking the update? I'm liking the busyness of it. I'm liking the 350's suspension. It's going okay. We did have one crash earlier, which I hope is not a harbinger of others, but we'll have to wait and see. And as for a release date, I hadn't seen one published, but I have a faint suspicion it's tomorrow morning UK time. And the reason I have that suspicion is because the gameplay pack is out on Thursday UK time, and these usually come out the day before the gameplay packs do. And since the update for the gameplay pack is included with this update, no, I'm not showing you that, it should come out together. Gav says that was Hentus laughing. Could be. Matt Bug says a big car park as no one lives near Tring Station. It's not in Tring. Well, that makes sense. Where would we put Tring Station? Oh, nowhere near Tring. Uh-huh. That makes complete sense. Going faster than a car. Excellent. Pete says, near the scene of the Great Train Robbery. That was an awesome story, the Great Train Robbery, and it's even more awesome that it's actually kind of true. I don't think I ever caught them, did they? Leon says, next stop is Cheddington. That is correct, Leon. Absolutely. Bellephron asks, how's performance? What specs are you rocking? So I've got a i9 14900. Yes, 14900. It's the unlocked variety without graphics, so it's the F type. And that one's got, how much memory's on it? Something stupid like 16 gig. But I do use the same card for recording, streaming, and playing. Oops. Yeah, emergency actually seems like a good idea at this point. Let's just stay in emergency as we sail into Cheddington. And sail straight through Cheddington. We are currently Nebworthing Cheddington, even with the emergency brakes on. As a 66 flies past the other way. Yeah, it's not going to stop at anything in the platform, is it? Oh well, we might as well just go with the flow. Brakes are coming off. Off we go again. And my card is a 4080. And the machine itself's got 48 gig of RAM. I run everything off NVMe SSDs. And I've got my performance capped at 60, but it's sitting on about, I don't know if you can read it on the stream, but it's about 52, 53, 54, getting as high as 56. Which is weird for around here, because there's not that much going on around here, so I'm actually curious why it is that low. In fact, when I look around there, look out that way, it drops to 35. Yeah. There's something gobbling the FPS out that way. Gobble, gobble. Leighton Buzzard, home of the ugly birds. Buzzards, I mean. Matt Bug says it's in a place called Tring Station. Yes. Bellephron's hoping to get a 14700 KF with a 4070 Ti Super. That would be a nice combination. I got the MSI Supreme X 4080 because it's got 2 GPU cores on it, and OBS knows how to use one of them when the game's using the other one, so it's very handy. Let's coast along for a little while now. So that'd be a nice rig, 14700 with the 4070 Ti Super. The Ti Super should actually be faster than my 4080, from what I've seen. But the other reason I like the MSI Supreme X is that it runs quite cool. So I've got a massive water cooler keeping the CPU cool. I have an overkill cooler because I don't overclock. But yeah, I put the biggest cooler I could get in a case, which is a pretty big one. It's a 400 and something. Certainly handy. Skip. Do you play with mods, especially enhancement mod right now? I do play with mods, and there actually is one loaded on here. There's the London Midland signal enhancement is currently running. I use that because it makes the signals a bit brighter and you can see them for further. So when you're trying to drive to the signals, I try and ignore the thing. I should point that side, going backwards. But I try to ignore the thing up in the top right-hand corner. So I try to drive to the signals on the track. I mostly use the other thing to know when the stations are coming, because I couldn't be bothered reading the numbers on the left-hand side. And I do like to get to a point with routes where I drive without the HUD, so the signal mod's very handy for that. I suppose it should speak a lot that I haven't been in this route enough since release to actually learn it properly, so it's fairly familiar but not overly so. Seek help! Help me! Well, that'll do. Really? I think she's stuck in his suitcase. She's just going to stand there. But that's okay. We'll watch her just stand there. Leon says, here comes Gordon. It's a bit weird. Uberk says... Actually, he's retracted it. But yeah, I do occasionally run mods. I don't generally run them on stream very much because I like people to see what they're getting. Because console people can't run mods... Let's go for yet. No announcement, no leaking. But let's just say one day they can. Right now they can't, and I don't think it's fair to people if I'm running something, because if I run with that little logo on the bottom corner on, that one, I think I have to run the game as it is as much as I usually do, out of fairness. Because I could make the tree popping disappear completely, for example. I can set them so that they draw so far out in front, because I'll quite happily lose 5 to 10 FPS to have the trees draw out in front of me. I like that. But that wouldn't be fair to the people who are playing on console. Leon says it sounds like a Scotland 380. Similar class, I guess. Better start putting a little bit of brakes on. So I am going just a little bit quick. That's not that unusual for me. Janos asks, I wonder if the previous branding mods will be compatible with the update. I just read the notes. The improvements look quite impressive so far. Oh, have the real notes come out? Let me have a quick look. They weren't out before. me try and find them. If they've come out, that would be very handy. Not on the Discord. Slowing down a little bit more while I hunt for notes. Train Sim World, Dovetail Live articles. Don't see anything on the forum. Oh well, they'll be around somewhere, I guess. Excuse me. Tams asks, can I ask, does the 87 rail to ever get added in this update? It is not in my current build, and I don't know, but I did speculate before that I'd be a little surprised. Janos has that exact setup. Get him if he has any questions. That's cool. And the answer to the mod was, if it works, great. If it doesn't, it'll get fixed soon. That is cool. Skip says thank you. Man, that came past quick. When I started to turn, the nose of the train was 20 meters in front of me, and by the time I got round to there, it was already passing me. That was quick. The British Ace, hello, says HUD off next time. Yes, sure. There you go. This'll work. I don't think so. I was coming here before. I don't know it well enough to go HUD off. I didn't play it a lot, I have to admit. We did discuss British Ace the year before, enjoy a good paddling. And, you know, there's a good paddle down there. It's not quite the white one you use, but, you know. British Ace is another ambassador who's also another real-life railway person. So I operate as a steam locomotive fireman on a heritage railway as an engineman. It's an 18-mile railway. I'll be there on Saturday doing a 12-hour shift with a run to the mid-station Menzies Creek and then a run to Lakeside. Joseph says, yeah, they caught most of them. It was a class 40. They stopped at the signal. Ronnie Biggs ran off to South America and had to facelift to evade British police. Came back on compassionate grounds. Now arriving at Bletchley. One of the best kept secrets of World War II until they told everyone about it. Yeah, I'll put the HUD off now. Does that help? Does that count? Yeah, British Ace and his paddle, indeed. So if you're ever on a platform on Southern Railways, keep an eye out. Maybe you'll see British Ace and his paddle. Sam's trains, if you see kelp at the next station, you may have overshot and been in the sea. Okay. Mike Allen says, are mods only for Steam PC version? Mine is the MS Game Store version. I hate the popping trees. As long as you can find your Unreal INI files, which I assume are probably under My Games, then you can make those changes. So go look at the Dovetail forum or on Train Sim Community. In fact, I might find you the Train Sim Community INI settings page. There you go. Here's a page for various INI tweaks. So help with the popping in, you don't really need mods, you just need to change your INI file settings. Have I got the doors open? I don't remember. Yes. Oh, Janos is looking at the announcement under the gameplay pack. Yes, that's what I made a video for the other day. Yeah, I was hoping the release notes had come out, because I'd love to be able to tell you everything that's in here, but without the release notes, that's a little bit difficult. I did ask for them, but they're not ready yet. So we should see those launch soon to let us know what's officially in here, as distinct from my I think that's different. Not much going on in the yard over here today. I think AWS is stopping me, just saying. I didn't hear it. British Ace says Pete taught him all there is to know about paddling, I'm sure. Gav says the British Ace's ears must have been burning. Yep. What's a stream if AWS or PZB or something similar doesn't get you? So while we're waiting for the brakes to come off, let's just have a bit of explore around, shall we? So we've got some noisy factories. Lots of foliage. A few houses down this side. Plenty of scenery around the track area. Have our brakes started to release yet? Yes, they have. Brilliant. Off we go. To Milton Keynes Central. The place where the route shouldn't have ended. The octopus did it. Don't ask me why I have a giant octopus. I don't know. I don't have a good reason. I just have one. So there. It's like British Ace and his paddle. I've got an octopus. British Ace is on a train now. Fantastic. Sam's trains be a shame if you made the fire really smoky on Saturday and someone was filming. Just saying. I can't imagine it happening though. Well, let me know where you're going to be, Sam. And I can chuck an extra shovel on for you. But the coal we've got at the moment is amazing. It's really hot. It's really clean. It's actually hard to make it smoke. Off we go to Milton Keynes. British Ace has got Seafords and then off to dodgy Littlehampton. Fair enough. We have a red on the way into Milton Keynes. Bouncy goes the suspension. Bellafron says, you won't see me as I'm cleaning up after everyone's mess in the depot. Yeah. The things people do to trains. Bad Guy says, hey, is there a patch today? Yeah, this one. But I think it's probably tomorrow for you lot. But soon. Soon, soon, soon. Gav says AWS 3 times. Wasn't it only twice? Oh, Bellafron got TPWS as well. Excellent. Uberk says, bad guy, no patch today. TSD says probably in the next 24 hours. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I don't actually know for sure. I'm just thinking that because the gameplay packs are out on Thursday. And I don't have them yet. I have to wait. That's okay. Nope, that's just gone yellow. In fact, let me check email. No, nothing. What about in spam? No, nothing. No gameplay keys for me. The only thing I don't like about London Midlands mod is the yellow lights are a little bit red. Just a little bit. Yeah, I think Wednesday, Pete. I think that makes sense. The day before the gameplay packs, because they're on the 12th, which is Thursday. I do have my usual stream tomorrow night. I'm kind of hoping that they'll let us play the gameplay pack, but given that I haven't even got it yet, I'd be just a touch surprised at that. So we'll see, though. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. And we'll play at the same time you do. And that's okay. British Ace says, Northampton would have been a little more ideal as you have the big depot there and an extra 10 miles. Yeah, I would think so. I would have liked it to go further, personally, but, you know, that's just me. We slowly slide into Milton Keynes. Sam's Train says, from personal experience, polystyrene makes good smoke. Don't ask. There's easier ways than that, mate. Just some... we have a bucket which has got all of the extra lubricating oils and stuff, and it goes quite thin. And if you soak a few rags in that and bring them with you and just lob them in at the right moment, it goes great. I think I've got 12 on Saturday. That's okay. 12 likes me. We have an arrangement. It doesn't give me the shits, and I give it nice hot coal. It does want me to get rather close to this signal, doesn't it? So I think of Bakerloo next, if I can figure out how to drive the damn thing, because I always forget. Because we want to answer a couple of questions there, and I think we should do a Bakerloo at night time, because that's the stations that have been most affected by the nighttime changes, is the ones on Bakerloo, so we'll go look at them. Do I have a Discord? I do. There's a link from my channel page. Let me get you that.
Until you have left the station premises. This includes...
Just get a link to save you having to go there. No, don't copy all the text, YouTube. Just that bit. That's my Discord. Bad guy says probably about 4 AM for him. Yeah, PlayStation stuff does tend to go. I think I just opened the doors on the other side of the train. Like a wally. Because, you know, they're both open now. And both closing. Good. And only a glod. Well, I suppose I deserve that after skipping a couple of stations and speeding a bit. Yes. Okay. No, don't load last checkpoint. Don't return to the timetable either. Pelifron says signal 5233 that you passed is approach control in reality, so getting slowed down is correct. It's to protect the crossover. Excellent. Yeah, you wouldn't want to hit it if it was set against you. That would be painful. Alright, let's figure out if I can drive a Bakerloo, because, you know, last time I tried to make a tutorial, I took about 10 takes because I couldn't remember it, and I want to do it at night time. When would be dark? About there? That should be dark, shouldn't it? Oh, let's do a full-length run. We should do a full-length run. And custom weather, light clouds, not that it matters. Ooh, let's have just a touch of fog. Because, you know, darkness with Todd Ford lights needs a touch of fog. Can I make this work? Because I always forget how. And I just mangle my way through it. Well, it's certainly dark. Let's get up and turn the lights on that way. And that thing. And on. I want to do that so I can open the window. Because, you know, that's necessary. And... no, that one. And headlights. Turn that one off. That one on. Stand up again. Just get up. Don't unlock doors. Horrible train. And is that going... That didn't work with the reverser on the rail driver, which is interesting. Oh, of course, because I'm not sitting down. Dopey. Right. So, cab lights look like they're not working, don't they? Okay. Off and release. Where's that bloody button? No. There it is. So that's not working. Oh, it is working with rail driver. Instrument lights, they work. Forward. I think I ended up opening the left doors. Sounds like I did, doesn't it? Oh, now it works. Ah, it's working. I managed to wangle my way through it. Somehow. I don't know how to drive this train, I just somehow wangled my way through it. Chandler says, I always contact the signaller and says move up the signal and wait. I know it will change for me so I don't slow down as much. That's a good tip. Always like the sound these trains make. Now before I open the doors, just up here, that'll do. I'll just jump onto the outside camera because we want to know something, don't we? Do they or don't they? Well, that's not looking good.
You have a valid ticket for travel. You will be expected to produce your tickets when asked to do so.
Not in service. Am I supposed to set that thing? Oh, yeah. Where we go? Elephant and Castle. That's where we're going. Ooh, sparks. Good to see. That's what I always miss, Belafron, is putting the reverser into Inter and then the power brake controller and press the audible warning. But it seems to muck around in forwards. I haven't got headlights on, have I? Or do I? No, I've got tail lights. Oh, I've still got a tail light on there. That's better. Just clearly showing my driving and setup skills. Worked great. On our way to Cunton. And you have to say that very carefully, and I didn't. Ooh, I like the sparks. Did they have sparks before? Hey, Kuminati, how are you? Sam Train asked about the South African machine, which is our Garrett. It's just in the workshop, so I don't know, mate. You do not know. Haven't heard anything. I do notice that we had 7, 12 and 14 and we now appear to only have 12 and 14, so I don't know what's happened to 7, but something clearly has. Lots of brakes. Will any passengers get in here? This is a good question. Okay, so passengers still don't get on. That's sad. That was loud. Off we go to South Cunton. Does cab light work now? No. Cab lights still don't work. Not at all. But that's okay, as they say. It's mighty bright headlights on the 710. Not like the dual candles I've got. Chandler asked, does any of the existing freight stock layer into this timetable? Yes, it does. No, there's quite a lot of 66 action happening. I'll show you that after we've done this run. Good to see it's still busy at night time, because this is, what, almost 10 o'clock at night. And we've still got lots of trains happening. That's pretty cool. Next stop is South Cunton. The doors will open on the right. Take care, the station platform may be moist. And mind the gap. Do you think anyone will get in at this platform? Will they? Will they? No. Someone got out. There was someone in the train because they got out. Actually, let's stay up there and watch it leave. Off we go. None of the passengers have valid tickets, says Hentus. I think that seems right. The sparks are guiding our way. It's quite good. Unlike them. The headlights have, well, nothing really. So just light a candle and put it up on the dashboard somewhere. That'll work fine, won't it? Off we go to North Wembley. We should be able to see the stadium at some point, shouldn't we? Let's just get up in the air. Stadium? There it is. Blue Arches! Yay! Says the childish bloke. As we come into North Wembley. Lighting does look kind of nice, I have to say. There's a robot collectible I haven't collected. And he says, didn't know he was streaming tonight. Neither did I, so I just did. Bellephon says, when testing the timetable, I had to drive this thing a lot. Yes, I imagine so. Intus and Joe have their paddles out, says Gav. Add sparks. Excellent. Yes, standard British train headlights. You're right, bad guy. They have some with good headlights. But what's really funny is people are so used to having candles that when the 710 came out, people are going, its headlights are too bright, they're not realistic. It's like, have you ever been near a real train? Candles probably do work better than the lights on this train, yes. I would think so. Don't forget, we have to distract you again. Blue arches. How close can I get to that thing? Not very. We cruise towards Wembley in the darkness. I think there's a train, there's tracks out there somewhere. And just push the darkness aside, it'll be fine. I'm very happy that all the windows are drawing square. That's excellent, because they didn't used to. And 710s are bright. It's good that they're bright. Actually, when I stop here, there's something I wanted to look at with the cabbie lights. Do those little robots actually get on the trains, by the way? I don't even see any lightly glowing patches for the cab lights, so I guess that still needs some work. Enjoy, Hentus. Have a good one, mate. I'll probably talk to you in the morning. Like usual. Hentus usually streams just as I get up, so I often watch. Make fun of him, because I can. Bad Guy says, they just prefer candles. You can't argue with them. Who wants to see where they're going at night? Definitely not the Brits. This is true. Because if you could see where you were going, well, you might then be able to see where you'd been. And, you know, it's too hard. Stonebridge Park coming up. Chandler B says, once I've got to St Pancras, I take them to Ashford and see how fast I can get them. Fair enough. Aviation Rail, what time does the update release for the Xbox Series X? We were debating that before, and we were thinking sometime during the night, probably. But it'll be, my bet, Wednesday UK time sometime, because the gameplay pack comes out on Thursday. I did try to get more exact times, but the information just was not forthcoming timely enough to do this. But that's okay, they're kind of busy with their season of reveals, I get it. It's interesting that the controller messages aren't updating all the time. No, it's 7:10. It's kind of funny that these share tracks, isn't it? Little tiny train next to the great big train. Oh, route map I haven't collected. Wow. Eat more carrots, says Joseph. Fair enough. Chandler says the 8F plus Scotsman with the 47 at the top end go 137 mile an hour. Well, they could. Why not? Gav says if you need a high intensity light, pinch it from the 47. In the vertical chat, we have Andrew Yates. Will we ever get Aussie content? Well, look, I hope so. And good evening from hot Queensland. Well, good evening from cold Melbourne, mate. We've had a series of very hot days, and today I don't think it even got over 20. Off we go to Harlesden. More sparks. Lots of them. So many sparks, you'd think it was on fire. There go mine. Blue arches. That building's a bit dull, isn't it? There's obviously no one awake in that one. Sky looks nice. Chandler says that it also have 5 carriages at 710. I can't say I was counting them. Bad guy says, I guess it comes back to the old joke, how many people does it take to change a light bulb? Just a few. How many people does it take to change a candle? So what should we try next, folks? 710? Pendolino? Chandler says the blue arches look great. And Chandler's going to look at the next 710 to see how many carriages it's got. Uberk says, as a non-local, I would have no idea it should have blue arches. The joys of not knowing. Oops, and I should be stopping. Dare I go to air brakes? Don't tell me it's actually going to do it. Wow, these things have good brakes. Meanwhile, all the people inside have gone, "Whoa." Go on, get in. What if we go and push them? Do you think they'll get in then? Maybe not. It does seem very bright in the train, really, doesn't it? Let's open the doors again. It seems very bright in the train. I don't think the one of those that I rode was that bright, to be honest. Williston Junction, platform 1, next stop. As we continue our quest into the darkness. We do a 710, we'll do it in the daylight. I think the darkness has scared off most of the short speed. Oh well. Thank you for those who are persisting and continue to watch. Great to have you. Not a lot of trains on the main line at the moment. Nothing to see here. Move along. We go up the very steep hill into Williston Junction. This looks decent. And I was going to pop over here and think there was a 710 on the platform, but it's not. It's another Bakerloo train. And he hasn't been so lazy because he's actually set his destination on the back. I, on the other hand, have not. John Hudson T says, how many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? Don't know, John. How many? Chandler says, I went back and counted it had 4. Fair enough. Bad guy says, oh yes, I am here 50% of the stream and 50% for the banter. Ah, that's all good, mate. We have fun. I try not to get too dirty. Pete says, in real life, the arches are lit up different colours depending on the event. I'm surprised Matt hasn't had them lit up pink. Just saying. Off to Kensal Green. This looks nice, coming through here. Apart from that tree that just hit me in the face. It is one of my gripes, and when I complain to Matt about trees that hit you in the face, he goes, well, trees do grow over railway lines. And I go, yeah, they do, but the trains break the branches off, and they only happen once. So, you know. If you're still there, Andrew, from very hot Queensland, are you from northern Queensland or southern Queensland? Such a big state. Chandler says the new GWE looks good with the 387s. What we've seen so far of the GWE remaster, I think it does look pretty good. Is this the darkest tunnel ever? I know we're in one, but it's ridiculous. I think the light emissives on the front of this thing really need some work, as do the cab lights. Telephone says, did you get a chance to look at my 47 7-pack? Ended up doing the Mark III coaches and Intercity ScotRail as well. I have not as yet, but I will. I should run an all mods stream, shouldn't I? I've done it before. It's been a little while. I should do it again, though. When we haven't got releases coming out over Christmas. Well, I'm assuming there's no releases coming out over Christmas. I suppose I shouldn't assume that. But, you know, not really had too many in the past. I should do some all mods days. Plus I'm going on to a 9-day fortnight, so I might do some streams on Fridays too. John's question to the how many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb was only one, but the light bulb has to want to change. Oh dear. Gav says, don't let Matt hear that. We'll come with all light sources of pink. Oh, he would if he could. If he could get away with that, he'd do it. Queen's Park, next stop. Timetable says TSW has been a roll with TfL recently with the 3 overground lines, the bit on GWE. Yeah, it's a bit of overground. I do believe that next signal is red. And how can you tell that's not a 710? Because you don't get blinded. Hello, Holy Trucker. I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you are as well. There we go. Our signal has changed. Kuminati says Dera Valley has collisions on branches that pushes them out of the way. I have seen that on some of the trees. Not all of them, but some of them. I suppose I should behave myself and start slowing down, shouldn't I? Just roll along through here now. No, I haven't turned the lights off. They're just terrible. Grumpy Englishman says this... Oop, I've just scrolled it all. Hello, Grumpy Englishman. I missed someone else's comment too. The night looks so dark without the depth wash mod. Yeah, it does. But, you know, this is a little bit unrealistic for being in a city, but I get why it is the way it is. So... with JetWash's mod, when you put that on, you do lose some frames. So if you're going to make that choice, that's great. But I get why DTG don't make that choice on behalf of everybody. Because I don't mind losing a few frames for better visuals. I'm quite okay with that. There's one going into the shed, one already parked, and us going through. We slide into Queen's Park on our passenger-free run. It's actually funny, you read the blurb for this route and you think that the underground bit's only really short, and it's actually not. It's quite long. It's quite a respectable bit of gameplay in it. And a lot of trains. Belafon says, I'd love an all mods stream, get to showcase some of the community's work. Yeah, it's some really talented people. They really are. Making the game do things that its developers don't know it can do. I just get kicked off. I did just get kicked off. Alright, let's go do a 710. Chandler says driving 465 and 314 now at Newington. Really slow acceleration and braking. For some reason the 314 traction motors are working but doesn't have any wires. Oh well, it's fun. That West Coast main line, not the other one. What are we going to do? 710. I'm a Goblin. We'll do a 710-3. We'll do something that should be light. How about 7:28 in the morning? Watford Junction to Euston. Does that seem fair? That seems fair to me. Custom weather. Bit of light clouds. Go. Florian says, I'll get on this now. How many Germans does it take to change a light bulb? Gav says, next stream Matt does everything turns pink. He's done that before. ETS2 is getting a new truck in about 6 hours. The Iveco sways, says Holy Trucker. That's cool. Well, it's almost light. Yeah, setting this up. Master key. And I've got to go into secure, don't I? Not forward. Not shut down either. Secure. That's what we want. Secure. Alright, now all those things should be fine. Let's go and turn on some safety thingies. TPWS is the only one I'm going to turn on.
TPWS and AWS.
I think I just realised what's wrong with my headphones. Maybe. We'll see. Wait until 7:30. Yes, master. You can't dumb that one down, can you? And it looks alright for power. So I should be able to go to forwards now. Everything else is already on. Is that my door alarms going off? Oh, they have closed. Oh, that's right. They close by themselves, don't they? 40 seconds to go. It is the new timetable, Chandler B. Doors locked, ready to go, proper bright headlights. Soon we'll be allowed to move. 20 seconds to go. Florian says, the answer to the how many Germans does it take to change a light bulb is also 1. We are efficient and have no sense of humour. This is true. It is dawn time, Belafron. Very good. Bad Guy says, if you're on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One where losing any frames is a bad frame. This is true, but, you know, get a real console. Did I say that? I didn't say that. Now, is this thing going to drive? It's got power. It's moving. Yes. I always thought the display screen on these was a touch bright, and I don't think you can turn it down. Ooh, loud. neutral zone. Well, we have our bright lights. Something else up behind us there too. 350. That one was waiting for us to come out. That is correct. There's no 87 or Flying Scotsman. You are right, Chandler B. We've talked about those a couple of times in that they are not part of the deal. Sadly. Belafonte says, Gen 8, get out. Yes, you know my feelings on it. I have a horrible thought we were driving into a brick wall then. How fast does this stop? We'll find out soon. I vaguely remembered it stopped well, so I took my chances, and it does. Geez, that wall's close. Close is that wall really? Let's get the doors open. Oh, it doesn't clip, but oh, it's close. There is a gap there. Wow, that's close. There's a few pixels in it. Obviously early. Holy Trucker says, I wonder what tonight's Train Sim World reveal will be. Well, you'll find out pretty soon. You'll probably find out before I do, because I'll be asleep. And then I'll get up in the morning and quickly make a video. To go into the office again tomorrow, which is not exciting me, but that's life. No, no one said that, Belafonte. No one at all. It's like the people who have a Super Potato PC and they get upset because they're only getting 8 frames per second. It's like, get a real computer. Well, you get up to speed very quickly in this, but speed isn't very fast. Next stop, Bushy. Be careful of the moistness. Bushy would be a station from the 1970s, where everything was. We can have a look at the numbers after I stop at Bushy. Benjamin's brain in the jar, who's back in the vertical chat. Says to assume is to make an ass out of you and me. Yes. Something English teachers like to tell you. We approach into Bush. Benjamin's brain in a jar says his money is on the big reveal being Train Sim World 6, and they're moving to 6 monthly releases from next year. It's a funny guess, I'll give you that. I don't think so, but it's pretty funny. Hey, come on, stop. I was just saying how good your brakes were. Don't prove me wrong, it's not fair. Do you know, if that signal was red, that would have been a perfect stop. 350 went whoosh through the other side. At least these guys get on and off.
Ticket checks are in operation at this station. Please have your tickets available for inspection.
Carbender's Park. Next stop. Oh, we were going to look at the numbers, weren't we? I forgot. Should be okay. 710374. There you go. We only allowed to do 20 mile an hour in this perfectly straight track. 45 miles an hour. Let's set it rip. Tight is good, Gav. Community says it's pushing the loading gauge. Only a little bit. Oh no, we're going too fast. Whatever will we do? Might have to slow down. Maybe. There we go. Why isn't this train allowed to do 100 mile an hour? So we sit on 45. Pendolino rubbing it in. Hello, people who have to catch the 710 because you can't afford the Pendolino. Never mind. You'll all be fine. That'll do. Florian says, my biggest wish for the 20th would be that all the older TSW2 routes are getting updates, remasters, the Preservation crew makes a return. That's what you put on your survey. Fair enough too. It will be nice. Because some of the old ones are pretty good anyway. I mean, I showed off Oakville in the Dovetail stream. And it's actually quite a fun route. But it doesn't get any joy, really. It even looks quite good. I ran Transpennine. I was just mucking about with it yesterday. And it's quite good. But they could come up to the next standards. That'd be really good. Chandler says, no, I was typing on Discord and ran a red signal. Ah, yes. There's only one thing worse than trying to read the chat when you're driving a train, and that's trying to type on Discord when you're driving a train. It will end poorly. Gav says, Florian, you want Matt to grow back in hair. I'm sure Matt wants that too. Well, maybe. Maybe he doesn't care. Hatch end. What is this place here? Oh, it's a substation. Fair enough. Chandler says his hopes for the 20th is either C2C, as long as it has a 720 or 387, Southwestern Mainline, or a Brighton Mainline remaster. I don't know if anybody would be game to touch Brighton Mainline. I think it works more out of luck than anything. It's very busy. And he would love the local line in TW, and you'd like a 707. Gav says, go fund me for a pink wig for Matt. Man, if I thought he'd wear it, I'd just buy him one. I do kind of know his address. Maybe I should send him one. Surely you can just buy them on Amazon or something and get it delivered. Couldn't be that hard. Get behind the yellow line, you miscreant. Thought he was lost. The real huggable panda in the vertical chat says, I hope TSW 6 has better layers for the creator so we can make realistic dirt. I love that TSW 6 has suddenly become a thing. We've only had 5 for about 2 months. Maybe 3. 3? Yeah, 3. Belafonte says, has your 710 got suspension or are you tripping? I don't think so. Let's have a look. Headstone Lane. People are dying to get into Headstone Lane. I haven't really seen much move, but then again, we're on flat track. So no, I don't think it does. I'm not seeing any movement at all, really. Mind you, you never really know until you hit some points. Pendolino. Everyone's rubbing it in. The poor 710 guy today. Full bananas. Joseph Bland says Transpennine has a lot of potential. I think JT is perfecting the 80s, so it'd be great with an update with the rolling stock from Peaks Diesels. Yeah, it could be. Sam's Train says completing Edinburgh to Aberdeen would be good, then Aberdeen to Inverness, then Inverness down to Perth, and Perth to Dundee, so you can go around and around and around. Well, you never know what might come, I guess. Chandler says, I saved myself by saving as I ran the signal, so I reloaded it and ran into the back of the 700. Well, you should drive slower after you've run through a red signal. You really should. Bing. Bit of rock and roll going on at the moment. Side to side movement. I'm not seeing any up and down movement though. Looks like bogey hunting to me. Bakerloo trains make 710s look big. There are some points up there, so we will watch it. So you see almost missing the platform. Let's annoy some cars. Come up here, and here's one. He did a nice drifty round the corner there. Off we go again to Cunton. There's some points just in front of us, so we'll see what this does, but I don't think it has suspension. Could be wrong, just don't think so. No giant arc, and the paddle is sitting inside the track. I thought that looked weird. This Bakerloo train's going to smack me in the head just as we get to the points, isn't it? Getting a bit closer. Ah! Nothing. Not a sausage. Which is kind of what we expected, but, you know, it's good to check. Chandler says, I don't think your version of Timetable is new additional overground services. We haven't seen any except one go by and going off the original in yet 115 minutes. No, we've seen some 710s. Tens had 84 services, the old Timetable had 65, so it's definitely different. So there's not a lot of different services in it. It moved from side to side, it didn't go up and down. Next stop, Cunton. Certainly a lot of pendolinos. I don't think I'll be able to get in under there somehow. All the kitchen conversations going on in the background there. Ooh, it's loud when you're under here. Thanks for joining in with the stream, Bellafun. Enjoy yourself. Have a great day. Actually, for an all mods stream, get onto my Discord in the TSW channel and tell me what your favourite mods are. Include a link to the mod Chandler sounds like he was impressed about going past a large freight. Darren Clark says, when's it releasing on Xbox? My bet would be that it will come out on Wednesday, because it needs to come out before the gameplay pack, and that's coming out on Thursday. So anytime between now and Thursday, but I think Wednesday. Wednesday UK time, that is. Thursday Australia time. I tried to get some more exact timing, and I tried to get hold of the release notes for this, but that didn't really work out. That's okay. There you go, Chandler. There's another 710. North Wembley, next stop. What happens if you lock yourself inside when you're on the external camera? I don't actually know. You get thrown out, that's the answer. Couple of 350s. This will be the last thing I run from our stream tonight, because I do have to be up in 8 hours, well less than 8 hours actually, to go to work. Oops, bit quick, bit quick, bit quick, bit quick. Lot quick. Way quick. Whack. Hit in the face with a Bakerloo train. Just what everyone wants. I wonder if the passengers don't get in because they're all waiting for 710s on the 72 stock. Thanks, Chandler B. Probably help if you tell me why it's a good mod too, and what you think the best way to use it is. Florian says they say there aren't more 350 services, but it seems like there are more. 350s there weren't. There's 244 in the pre-update and 244 now. But they may be at different times. I haven't compared that. So the services, the 72 tube train, there's now 350. There was 198. Just got to keep an eye on things because that signal's not green. The 350s, there's 244 now. There was 244 before. 377s, 36 now, 36 before. 390s, 49 now, 49 before. 710s, 84 now, 65 before. 66s, there's actually less, 31 now, 38 before. I think that number will go back up again when the gameplay pack comes out. So on Thursday, that'll go back higher because one of the layers is for the gameplay pack. So that's a total of 794 playable services versus 630 that were there before, which is less than was said was going to come. They were talking about, what was the numbers they said? We're talking about 800. Yeah, so we'll see what comes when the gameplay pack comes out. See what that says. Chronicle Toxic, I am well, thank you. I hope you're well too. Coming into Stonebridge Park. This is the official update, yes. I've had it for a little while in the preview build, but I only just got permission to show it, so showing it today. I had grand plans of showing it on Sunday, and it turns out I could have, but I took the safe way out because I wasn't completely sure of the wording of the answer I got to the question. So I thought I'd wait and clarify. Because better safe than sorry. Love a good diamond crossing. Stonebridge Park, folks. Doors will open on the left-hand side. That's a lot of people.
Ticket checks are in operation at this station. Please have your tickets available for inspection.
I think this will come out on Wednesday, as Huberg said. I mean, it could be any time between now and Thursday when the gameplay pack comes out. I know this release is needed for the gameplay pack. So any time in that time frame. I just noticed I think my mic is turned up super loud. I'll just turn it down a little bit. Is that better? So it was peaking right in the reds. How about that? That looks a bit better. That was super loud. I hope it wasn't breaking up and crackling and doing other horrible things. Probably was. But as they say in the classics, that's okay. There's another 710 for you, Chandler. So there's plenty of them at the right time. Chandler says that's not many for a 66 on the busiest freight line in the country. It's life, mate. It's got to work on the Gen 8s. Because in the new updates, where lots of things have been not coming to Gen 8, so the gameplay packs are not coming to Gen 8 consoles, the ones that come out on Thursday, it would be unfair if you gave people something and then took it away. Joseph says, still seems more immersive running on the main line. It is quite busy on the main line. But this is a naturally slower pace. $3.90 services have not changed. 49 now, 49 before. They could be at different times though. I have not compared the times between the two builds. Just the numbers. Chronicle Toxic hopes it's today or Wednesday since he's back at work Thursday and the next day off isn't till Tuesday. Fair enough. I've got the day off on Friday, so I'll be happy. Oh, we're a bit early. Let's have a look around then. Since we're here. You're going to fall off. Yeah, that's right. Go over there. Go on. Go over there. Not everything you see in real life will turn up, Chandler. Well, anything that's in the preview build this close to release will be what's releasing. Because there's not time to make another release and ship it out. They just wouldn't do it. $72. We've certainly seen lots of those today. There's plenty of 72 services. There are 350 72 services compared to 198 before. It's quite an increase. Next up, Kensal Green. It's like Solient Green, but without the dead people. I think the 314 will run at Ebbsfleet. I think I've done that before. You have to switch it to AC though. Oops. No one saw a thing. Didn't happen. It's mostly in the platform. Mostly. Surely that's okay. Wouldn't really bother anyone, would it? Chandler says he might still play the modded one sometimes for the HST and the 805, and this new one is 100% improvement. Before you get the update for this, I would take any mods off for this route, so that anything that goes wrong, you know it's definitely the route and not the combination of the route and an incompatible mod. Then once you're sure it's happy and stable on your system, reintroduce your mods one at a time. Full beans. You have to wonder why this train's so powerful, really. I mean, surely there's no point to it. Queen's Park, next stop. Looking at the route map wise. So my gut feel is there is more foliage. I don't have any quantifiable reason for saying that. I just have a gut feel that there's more. I forgot we don't go through the shed. We go down the outside. It was funny when Bakerloo came out, I couldn't understand why no trains went down the outside. Now I know. Smarter than your average bear. Barely. Barely there. Florian said, no, my luck, that's my station. I was sitting in the first carriage. Yeah, that would happen to me too. Yeah, people. Charlie LNER says, what are the 390 layers? So the 390 is not changed. So I'll go through the numbers again. The tube trains, 350, 198 before. 350 is unchanged at 244. 37 unchanged at 36. Sorry, 377, I should say. Don't want to get too excited there. The 390 is 49, same as before. 710 is 84, used to be 65. 66 is 31, which used to be 38, and I reckon the rest of that will come on Thursday with the gameplay pack, and I think there will be more services then. I'm going to wait 15 seconds. Well, if the train rolls away, it's just not my fault. Doors are locked. It's fine. It is rolling away very slowly. It's moving one pixel at a time. Sam's train says Queen's Park, next door to King's Ditch. Well, perhaps. Plenty of Bakerloo action. Did that car just... Yes, the car's... Okay. Maybe I should go back a little bit or something. I think I'm in the road. Never mind. And the underground is now under us. At this point. Chandler says as he drove under the wires at Ebfleet, the 314's Panto just came up. No animation, it was just up suddenly. And that'll teach me for reading the chat. Miscellaneous white fans. Do they have free candy written on the side? It's been a little bit of a spate of miscellaneous white vans around us lately. Get on me train. Let's go. There's a lot more actual services from an AI perspective. So there's about 794 drivable player services at the moment till the gameplay comes out, and then there'll be some more. But there's something like 3,000 services all up. So you're seeing a lot of AI trains that aren't drivable. The way to South Hampstead. Passing the apartment block that's maximising its space. Nice to see all the junk around the place. Good enough stop. Oh, it's over there. Fair enough. This would be a good place to watch it from. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Not that it's already moving or anything. No, that wouldn't happen. Hello, Ratifus, how are you? Welcome to the stream, mate. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. Now this is headlights in a tunnel. This is the way they all should be. This is proper, this is. Every single train with bad headlights should simply give them the headlights from the 710. And everybody except a 1950s Englishman would be happy. I think it is a 710-3. Let me see if I can get to the number. We can read it in the dark. 710-374. So yes, it is a 710-3. Climb the little hill. These points must be a nightmare to maintain. Absolute nightmare. They would get pounded. Working our way into our final stop at Euston. Glad you're well, Ratifus. I don't know if the number's in the cab. Look at that, it is. 710-374. Bing! Here comes another Pendolino, lying up the right-hand side though. I don't really think London will look any different, to be honest. We'll see, though. There we go. We'll sit up a bit higher. And I didn't hear an AWS go off from outside the train then, and we're stopping. Sigh. Oh well, we'll be here for a moment, so enjoy the view of the skyline. Because I just got AWS, because I didn't hear it going. Will we be able to go yet? I don't think so. I think we're going to get forced to wait a minute. Oh, maybe not. No, we are. Are you going to let me go? No. Will that work? No, it's smarter than that. What if I just turn it off? Reboot it.
TPWS and AWS.
Ah, that got it working. So even though you want Skyline, I'm staying in the cab now. Russ, Wolf Wrestler. Evening, changed my name temporarily during trick to pronounce. Fair enough, thank you. Florian said you heard it going off. Yeah, there's something weird going on with my headphones. I'm not hearing all the sounds. But I can see on the channel that they're going out in stereo and it's all working, so whatever. I'll sort it out. There'll be some weird sound mixing thing happening here. I have a mixing console that I push out to and bring back, and sometimes it does weird shit. But the stream's good, so I'm happy. I interpreted 390 layers as the number of services. So there's 49 of those. If you want something else, I'm not sure what you're asking for, Charlie. Neutral zone as we come into Euston. Yeah, I do stream via OBS, but normally it's running quite well. But I think, I dare say after I reboot my console, it'll probably come good. My mixing console. But I'm not going to do that midstream because all sorts of bad shit will happen. I've got some sound, just not enough. There we go. We'll let these people out. We'll finish it and I'll show you what the layers are on the timetable, Charlie. We'll pop out and have a look. There are a lot more 390s, but most of them are AI trains. Out of curiosity, how do you come up with your profile picture? Well, one of my sidelines is a professional photographer, so that's where that came from. I took a picture of myself. And my little logo is built with Adobe Express. And where am I from? I am from Melbourne in Australia. Euston's certainly more crowded. I mean, there's a lot of trains here. What's that? There's 1, 2. There's 2 over there. 3, 4, 5. 6. 7. 8, 9. 10. So there's 10 trains in Euston right now, which is what you'd expect. It's peak time. It should be busy. All right, once this finishes, we'll pop out and have a quick look at the timetable and see if that answers Charlie's question or not. And then I am actually going to finish the stream for today because I have to be at work in 8 hours' time. A bit less than 8 hours' time, actually. I'd like a little bit of sleep. That would be good. Yeah, be welcome on the Discord, Chronicle. Dive in. The only thing on the Discord, I say if you wouldn't say it to your mum, not including mine because mine's a bit interesting, but if you wouldn't say it to your mum, don't say it in my Discord. Okay, timetables and layers. So we have the Class 390, London Overground Lioness Line, London Underground Bakerloo, Southern West London Line, Freight, the FKAs, Freight HKAs. So this is the gameplay pack, the HKAs. Freight HOAs, Freight TEAs, London Underground Bakerloo Line Sleet, Class 710 test runs, which were only in January and May. I suppose we could have a quick look at that. So if I go into the 710 and grab one of those and set it to May, do we get more? I don't know. Do we actually get more or not? It's a bit hard to tell. Maybe that's these. So if I take it out of April, no, they're still there. So no, I don't know what they mean. But anyway, that's it for today. So glad I've been showing this off. Russ Wolf Wrestler. He's from Sydney. Very cool. What's my favourite DLC? My most played is Boston. I think my favourite is probably Peak Forest, though. I don't know why I played Boston so much. I just did. It hasn't played it that much since then. Charlie says, yes, there is a static concourse thing. Static engineering works on the London Euston Scream. We'll pop in and have a look at that. We looked before, but we'll have a quick look now before I nick off and go to bed. Chandler is now downhill and picking up speed. Who's driving along in the thing. So yeah, there's a... Go on, draw it. There you go. Engineering works this weekend. Love the debranding last second. I don't think the QR code actually works. It did when the route came out. I don't think it does now. But that's life. But anyway, that's it for the stream. I hope this has been interesting for you. It should come out, I kind of think, tomorrow. Kind of think that, but it'll sometime between now and the gameplay pack releasing. The gameplay packs will be coming out at the usual time on Thursday. So usual for whatever of your particular platforms. It fills up, Chandler. So Euston does have its moments. It does actually fill up with people and it clears out again and it fills up again and it clears out again. So keep having a look and see how you go. And if you're ever in Euston, great place for breakfast is just up at the top of these escalators. There's an excellent restaurant up there. Very nice food and it wasn't expensive. See, it is filling up. Granted, this is not a lot of people compared to what Euston normally is. I came through here in the morning peak and it was packed. But I understand why that many people aren't that possible in Train Sim World too. It would do bad things. Anyway, have fun, folks. Been great having you here and we will see you. I'm actually going to stream again tomorrow night. Not this. I'm hoping to stream the gameplay packs if we get them, if we're allowed to run it early. Normally we're allowed to run it 24 hours early, so we'll see, but I haven't had any news. If it's not that, it'll be something else and we'll have some fun. Alrighty, enjoy yourselves. See you later. Thanks heaps for joining in and having fun with the chat. Great for chatting with you. And yeah, dive into the Discord. We can chat more. Have fun. Bye. That button.